for a little bit, but
Yeah.
how you guys doing today?
Great.
Good.
Amazing.
Great.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Looking good?
Looking good.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. I have Anna Spencer and Ryan Spencer with Sharp Real Estate and Construction.
Yes, sir.
And we got a call to get back and do my videos again. So I'm excited to meet with you and learn a little bit more about you guys personally and then also the business.
Absolutely.
So one thing I'm going to ask, basically just, some questions to kind of, start it off. Where did you grow up? We'll start easy first.
Who you want to go first? Want me to go first? I grew up nowhere. So my dad was in the Air Force. So
Okay.
we traveled. We went, I think by the time I was born in Illinois. Before I knew it, we were in Indiana. Before I knew
Okay.
that, we were in Germany.
Okay.
And then I remember some playgrounds and things of that nature. I was still young. Then we got orders to Montana. So I ended up out there. And then that's when my dad got out of the military. And then he went to Bible college, became a pastor. And so we ended up back in Illinois for a couple years and then in Michigan. And I was 12 when we moved here in 97. So a lot of moving around before that.
Nice.
And then been here ever since. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anna, what about you?
I was born and raised here. So
Okay.
pretty cool. Had all our children, same hospital. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of neat. And then we met, I was 12 and he was 15.
Mm-hmm.
And we I've had a crush on him since I was 12. So
Aw.
it's been really fun over half of my
gosh.
life. And so I met him here in Michigan at church.
Yeah.
And so we're still plugging away at church. And
Yeah.
so it's
Great.
fun.
Great. All right. Here's a fun one. If you could have a superpower, which one would you have?
I'd be able to fly.
That's me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
That's me too.
exactly.
I don't know. I can fly. We'll go with that one.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
As a child, what is one thing that you wanted to be when you grew up?
A pilot.
A pilot?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just wanted to be a mom. Like I would see
Aw.
pregnant ladies like, oh, I can't wait to be a mom. And sure enough, we have 6 kids. So
Yeah.
6.
definitely.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got your wish.
Yeah, our dreams came true there. So
And I'm not a pilot, so
Okay. All right. What
I
is
helped fulfill her wish.
Aw.
very much. It's
That's
time.
great. Great team. What is one thing that many people may not necessarily know about you? Whether, something that you did when you were younger or a special talent or maybe something you're into, like a hobby.
Played basketball my whole life.
Yeah?
So I played basketball religiously as a kid, and
Okay.
so that was kind of my passion.
So you're a baller.
Yeah. I was in the and one mixtape type era,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
a lot of street ball. And,
Yeah?
Yeah. So that was my deal.
I don't know. I come from a really big family. There's 9 kids. So,
Okay.
and I'm the youngest.
Okay, youngest of 9.
Yeah, and there's 8 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. Grew up with a big family, but
And now we have 5 girls and 1 boy.
yeah, 5 girls, 1 boy. We're stopping at 6, not
You're
9.
done. Okay. All right. Let's say it's a Friday night and you're going out to dinner. Where are you going? Here around town.
Around town here?
Yeah, here around here. Yeah.
We just did Red Rock Grill over at
Okay.
Mac Legends,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't really stay around here, I guess. Chop House has a good espresso steak, so
Yeah,
I
that's
went there
kind of my...
last month. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great.
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
was great.
Yeah.
All right.
Little
well,
Caesars. Got to throw in a little cheap option there.
Yeah.
So
You always
6
have that.
kids, you know.
absolutely.
yeah, for
That's the
kids
go-to.
Friday night. Yeah, we do that too. All right. Well, tell me a little bit about Sharp Construction. How did it start? And
Sure.
when did it come about?
We started in 2016.
Okay.
So I had previous experience. I got into this industry actually through a missionary friend of mine in 2009.
Yeah.
And started storm chasing. So we drove down to
Somebody
Houston.
told me about that.
Yeah,
Storm chasing.
yeah, it's a cool concept. So my buddy got kicked out of Bulgaria. He came back here, got a job with a friend of his. The guy was the largest roofer in the country at the time.
Yeah.
And so he started, a hailstorm or windstorm would happen, they'd come in and help homeowners put their houses back together and work with insurance companies and adjusters and all
Yeah.
that. So he invited us into that space. We drove down to Houston, trained for 2 weeks, and thought, well, what the heck, let's go. So we ended up in Columbus, Ohio,
Okay.
doing some remnants of a hurricane. Then went out to a hailstorm in Albany, New York, and then went out to Denver, Colorado for a different hailstorm. And we had our first baby. Actually, started in March and November, had our first baby, and then took her and the baby to New York with me, and then ended up back down in Texas getting my adjuster's license, came back up to Michigan, got a local job here with Supply House. That's where I learned. I knew roofing, kind of, and then started learning some of the other products, windows, siding, doors, and all that at Supply House. Did that for 2 years, then jumped back out into storm chasing for 3 years, and then we kept having babies, so we got up to 4, and it was like, we can't travel anymore. This is ridiculous. So we saw an opening here in the market to have another retail option for roofing.
Yeah.
So we started with that in mind. We brought the storm chasing experience with us, but then brought a retail piece to it as well. And then just every year it seems like we've continued to expand and grow and bring on different services. Our team has grown. And so
I saw you're celebrating what you already 5 years.
5 years. Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yep. This last month there. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. It's a big event.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So what are some of the construction services that you specialize in? What would you say?
If I could do one thing and nothing else,
Yeah.
it would be shingled residential roofing.
Okay.
So that's our bread and butter.
Okay.
From there, decking has become a big deal, and we're putting together a new menu-based system, which used to be you call 3 contractors, they'd come out, they'd all give you a bid whenever they felt like it, and then you'd figure out who you trusted the most and who had the best price, and then you'd make a decision typically based on that. We kind of wanted to change that because there are some sizes that people typically go to and they start with, so we're creating a menu-based system where the numbers are already set. You can simply pick a size and go, which is a lot faster, a lot more efficient.
Then you know exactly what you're getting into.
Well, in the world of Amazon, where I can click, boom, and 24 hours later it's sitting at my door, to create an experience that mimics that is kind of the goal. So
well, with the decking, I mean, now more people are spending a lot more time outside, 100%. So I'm sure that is really taking off.
Yeah, it's grown quick. So
tell me a little bit about your real estate, part of your company now. When did you add that and why, I guess?
5 years ago, I got into real estate. Sharp started the spring, and I got into it fall. And it was just kind of out of the blue. We were on a walk, and I was like, I think I'm going to try real estate and just get my foot in the door, and I think it'd be fun with the construction side. And so the next thing I knew, I was in schooling and taking the test, and then I was a realtor. So it's been fun. I really, really enjoy it. We get to work together, and we get to bring many pieces to the table for a homeowner. So we really enjoy that, and so then we just kind of started.
So she was doing that on the side, kind of alongside. It wasn't a Sharp thing. It was like an Anna and Ryan thing on the side, and I would basically watch the kids while she goes and shows houses. And I was in customers' homes. We have 7 sales reps that are in customers' homes, and one of the questions we always ask is, how long are you going to live here? And they would tell us how long they're going to live in their house, and then they're going to do something with it, right? So I was like, well, why are we not, like, I'm already here, we already have a trust piece, we're already working together, like, who better to help you sell your home than the guys that work on them, so.
Well, I think it's a great fit.
Yeah. So then in the last 8 months, we decided to form a team. So we have 5 agents right now, myself, my wife, and then 3 others, and then one more that's coming on in the next couple weeks. And so it's just a growing, it's just a fun adventure. So,
Awesome.
Seemed natural.
Yeah. I couldn't help but notice when I looked at your website the number of 5-star reviews that you guys have. I mean, it looks like the customer service experience is very important to you. Tell me a little bit about why that is so important.
So, my dad is a pastor, and I grew up in a Christian home. And one of the things he always pumped into us was to have a good name, right? And he said, there's a scripture that says a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, right? So, and as I've gotten older, I knew I didn't want to ever let that go. I've watched companies, people that I wanted to mimic in the way they did business in construction. And it always seems like they start out with that like tenacity to always give people 5-star service. And about year 3, 4, 5, they get really big because when you do that, people trust you more and they refer their friends and you grow your business. What always seemed like 4 or 5 years, that started to just wane a little. You'd see 5 stars go down to 4.6, go down to 3.9. And I've just made it my mission, like, I never want to be that. I never want to give that up. That's the one thing that our team knows. We'll never give that up for any reason. So they've all bought into that concept and that idea, and we run 2 problems, and I tell people we run through them. So we always figure out a solution and a way to work with our homeowners. And not to say every deal goes perfect, but we can always make it perfect. There's always a way to get
there's always going to be problems. How do you solve the problems and move forward?
Exactly. And are you going to communicate? Are you going to answer the phone? You're going to deal with them, give them a space to kind of tear you up a little bit, and then try to produce a good outcome. So, and we've been able to do that as a team. So
great. Tell me, give me some advice for maybe those that may be watching that are looking to, hire a contractor and they're not sure where to start. What should they be focusing on, that you think that they should maybe ask and realize before hiring someone?
I think when you're accumulating like bids and quotes and all that, one of the things I continually run into is clarity on what you're buying, right? So I'll sit down. It's like, oh, well, you're higher. It's like, well, that might be, I always liken it to buying a truck. I'm a truck. I like F-150s. Yeah. And it's like they make an XL that has 0 options, and they make a Platinum, and they're both called an F-150. So when you say I want shingles on my home, like, well, there's an XL, and then there's a Platinum. So I think if I could coach anybody, it's like know what your contractor is going to put on your house. Yep. For an investment that large, the average roof nowadays is somewhere between $12,000 to $22,000. That's a ton of money. So to say, well, I just want a cheap roof. Well, you wouldn't do that with most other purchases. So take the time to educate yourself, or let that contractor educate you on what each individual piece is to that system, so that you know what you're buying. And you're not just getting something that. And then how long are they going to back it up? How long are they going to sit? If you do have an issue, are they going to come out and fix it? Do they have a history of that? Are there other customers you can talk to that have had a good experience with them? So,
will you walk clients through, like, comparing, different bids per se, just to kind of educate them, just to, to help them make a decision? Yeah.
So there's 2 things to that. One, we provide 5 different options every single time. Okay. Right. That range from your entry level roof all the way up to a designer shingle. So between that, we can walk you through our systems and the differences and the products that are involved in those. But I find that some people are really hesitant to invite a contractor that's bidding against other contractors to have that space to really go, hey, here's what they're doing. Here's how we're different, or he's actually doing this better than us. We could match that with this product, and kind of take more of a consultative approach to helping you make that decision. So
that's great.
You bet.
That's great.
It's fun.
All right. So what are you excited about that may be new for, Sharp Real Estate?
Baby number 7.
No. No.
Yeah,
we are done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Excited this year. I think decking is probably what I'm most excited about. Bringing that piece on is going to be super fun. Nobody wants to buy a roof, is what I've found. They have to buy a roof. They don't want the rest of their house destroyed, but they don't get home every day, pull in the driveway and just look up and stand there staring at it for 5 minutes. Yeah. It's just there to protect their home. But decks and outdoor living spaces and all that, I feel like that's a fun place where we can really get excited with our homeowners and, help them design something that's cool and
they bring excitement. And they're usable.
Yeah, they're fun.
Entertaining. You can't entertain on a roof.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, I've never seen it done.
Yeah. All right. Where can people follow you, and how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. So if you Google us at all, anything construction related in Holland, we're going to pop up. But Facebook, you can follow us on facebook.com/SharpCon LLC. Okay. We're on Instagram, LinkedIn, all the good social media.
I'll put the links in below and everything else. Anything else you would like to share before we wrap it up?
I love this girl.
Oh, you guys are too cute.
So nice.
Well, it's been fun. Yeah. The last 5 years have been great, and being able to work with with your best friend is awesome. So,
oh,
yeah.
that's amazing. Well, Anna and Ryan, thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you
Yeah,
today
this has been
and
fun.
learn a little bit more about you and your company. So be sure to check them out, and
Absolutely.
we'll catch you again next time.
Thanks.
All right.
See ya.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yep.